Hello, beautiful human. If you have come across this video, it's meant for you, as synchronicity dictates. I want to tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Kim. I worked for 13 years as a registered nurse in the neonatal intensive care unit where I lived. During that time, I went back and got my master's degree in psychology. I was working towards getting my licensure when my youngest was born, my son Will, and he was diagnosed with Charge syndrome and then later diagnosed with autism. But this channel isn't necessarily about any of that. It is about helping you find your highest self. That is my goal. That is my hope for you. And I know that you can, because that is where you stand now anyway. I've been on a spiritual journey myself all of my life. I just didn't really realize it. I was raised in the church and didn't think that I could help anybody spiritually because I wasn't a male. Went through a lot of changes myself, read a lot of spiritual books, mostly by men, and thought about, why can't I go on a spiritual journey? Why can't I go to India and study at the feet of a guru? Well, for one thing, I had children, didn't want to abandon my kids, and for another thing, I couldn't have afforded it. But then I started to realize, as I was studying and I was reading and I was paying attention to my life, I started to realize I didn't have to go anywhere. Everything that I needed was right around me. And I want to help you see that too. Everything that you need for spiritual growth is around you. It is in our life. It is our life. I call my son Will my little Buddha because he has been the biggest spiritual teacher for me. It's been difficult. It's been hard lessons. It's been gross, ugly, nasty lessons, but that's been in my life 24/7. He's been there, and that's how I've learned the spiritual wisdom that I have to offer. And my hope is that you'll see that, how amazing you are as a human, how phenomenal human beings are, how incredible, and how much you have in your life that maybe you don't even recognize yet. It took me a long time to recognize for myself what all I had around me. All the spiritual teachers that were in my life, the ordinary angels, if you will. Because they don't always look like you want them to look. I think we want them to look loving and kind and wise and gentle, but often they aren't, because those aren't the lessons that are the easiest for us to learn. Those aren't the lessons that catch our attention. The lessons that catch our attention are the hardest ones. They're the ones that call us to the present moment. And so that's something that we're going to talk a lot about, the present moment. So one of the tools that we'll be using, if you continue to come back to my videos, to my channel, is mindfulness. We'll be talking about a lot of just general, basic spiritual truths. And I'll be trying to talk about that in everyday language as simply as possible, because one of the things that we have to do in order to grow spiritually is to overcome all the programming that we have from society, all the mental noise that we have, our own individual mental structure that we have accumulated over the years of our life that has made it difficult for us to really know and see who we truly are. Because all of that stuff is illusion. All of that stuff is just noise. All of that stuff essentially is crap. Some of what we'll be doing is some meditation. There'll be short, simple, guided meditations to help you experience, hopefully, help you get a taste of your higher self, your centered self, and ultimately what that does for you, what that has done for me, is it's helped me accept the struggles in my life, and it has helped me to find peace with the chaos, even with chaos raging around me, not all the time. But it's given me tools to help me to achieve that. Even though I can get easily distracted by the chaos, I've learned to eventually become awake again and come back to center. And that's made all the difference. That has made the difficult things in life tolerable. And we all have difficult things. And that's what I hope for you, is that you will find that those difficult things are tolerable. And even more than that, that there's wisdom to be gleaned from that, and there's spiritual growth to be gotten from that. And that ultimately the truth is that within us all is tremendous wisdom, tremendous peace, centeredness, our higher self, our true beingness that is connected to everything. Welcome, and I hope you come back.